Hello, hello. Okay, there you go. That's pretty much it. All right, all right. So, wait, hang on. There you go. All right, so I want to go ahead and start off this stream or video by stating that I'm going to be uploading more videos like this in the future. Now, I'm going to color code them a different color, of course. They're not going to be the same rainbow frame as the other videos. The reason why I want to upload these is because it takes a while for me to produce the other videos because I have to constantly go through a lot of research, and I don't really like to put out videos every single day, knowing that a lot of this information is very technical. So I don't want to go ahead and screw it up, you know. So I'm going to be uploading some streams, probably a lot more streams. They're going to be color coded with blue, purple, pink, and as far as the research videos, like the opinion videos that I like to give, those are going to be rainbow. They're going to remain rainbow. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and just mention that really quick. So let's go ahead and get started. So Mr. Beast, the drama continues, right? This is like a long anime watch, right? It's like 130 episodes by now. And Dogpack just released another video. So I'm actually curious to see what it's about, because I was gonna watch it earlier, but I was like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and stream about it. So yeah, we're here right now, we're streaming. It should be good, the connection should be awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with like the whole Mr. Beast stuff. This is gonna be awesome.
So this video is going to focus around one instance of essay. I wanted to put all the essay allegations into one video, part 3, final video until Jimmy responds at least. I sort of overestimated how easy that would be, as far as like getting everything approved with victims and lawyers, and like also, traditional media is involved. They've been DMing me, New York Times, Time Magazine, also like documentary people. I don't know. You're like, hey, I've worked with Netflix and Hulu and Apple TV and Peacock. Are you interested? And I'm like, I don't know, but I think people should go to those more legitimate sources to get their stories out. So I've been referring people to other people, because traditional has, more resources than I do and better legal protections than I do, for sure. I do have sort of that bigger project, the original part 3, and I have a lot of other interviews and other allegations that I'm working on putting together, so I have something for when Mr. Beast responds. If his response is bad, then I can sort of point out, hey, he lied here and deflected and straw man argument or whatever. As well as like dropping new allegations, and doing it in an opportune way so that they get the most eyeballs. But yeah, I just wanted to say this is just around sort of one allegation. Also, everything in this video is allegedly. This video is not monetized. It's for educational purposes only. This is matters of public interest. I'll put a full disclaimer on the screen.
This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Entertainment. That's a pretty interesting word that he used. Please do not contact people mentioned in this video. This video is meant to report on issues of public concern about public figures who are responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars and provide opinions and commentary. I do not condone any forms of hate or harassment. I think this is absolutely important. I mean, it sounds like common sense, but many people, you have no idea just how many people will not abide by this very, very basic principle.
Yeah, here's the video. Okay, today I'm going to be covering Mr. Beast's secret CEO, James Warren, and his involvement in essay and essay cover-ups, like the one including his best friend, LaKoya Hill, who also happens to be Mr. Beast's secret chief operating officer, or was. And then I want to touch on the man himself, Jimmy Donaldson. Mr. Beast has very publicly and transparently been engaging in a massive cover-up deleting a lot of evidence. And I think a lot of this cover up is going sort of completely under the radar. We're not even aware of what's being swept under the rug, and they're getting away with hiding and deleting evidence. After I called out James Warren by name in my last video, his Instagram and Facebook got taken down, and his LinkedIn got taken down. So
I do want to go ahead and mention really quick that I think that I ended up watching one of these videos, and then Legal Ego came out somewhere in that video. I think towards the end, they mentioned that one of these videos had I think it's misinformation or disinformation. I don't know which one it is. I think it's misinformation. So like essentially, like I don't know the technical details, but they were talking about how media, actually, you know what? We'll just go take a look at it after this, okay? So you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Getting away with hiding and deleting evidence. After I called out James Warren by name in my last video, his Instagram and Facebook got taken down, and his LinkedIn got taken down. So quick profile on James Warren. He's Jimmy's cousin and secret CEO, and I say secret because, you know, they're not very open about that fact. Like he doesn't post about it on social media. It wasn't ever attached to his LinkedIn. He's never featured or really referenced anywhere. I heard that he's very aggressive. I've heard him referred to as a psychopath who screams at people and hits his girlfriends. There's allegedly domestic violence charges that were filed against him. And I say allegedly because it turns out there's a lot of people in North Carolina named James Warren who assault their girlfriends, I guess. So I'm still having people look into these cases, specifically that surprise witness on YouTube. She's been super helpful in like behind the scenes, just submitting freedom of information requests and just helping me out a lot in general. She's super nice, super smart. She'll be posting a lot of updates on her channel, as she has been about the Mr. Beast situation. She'll be posting a lot of updates.
Who is Cousin Jimmy? Okay, let's go ahead and get those videos now. I don't know if we're going to watch those, though. I mean, those are pretty long. Let's see. So first off, upper echelon, Mr. Beast. Let's see. Where are those videos? YouTube is losing the comment war. The media. Where's the cover? Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is one of them. And where's the other one? Part 1. I guess part 2. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and have those ready. Now I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and just show you guys where he was wrong. But that's gonna be for later. So let me go ahead and put X right here to kind of serve as a divider. I'm gonna put this in front, and that's it. We don't need this page. Okay. Oh, and we need that one. Who is Cousin Jimmy? That's a 40-minute video. Holy crap. Okay. Who is Cousin Jimmy?
Hello, everybody. Who?
Okay, again, we're gonna save this one for later, if we have time for it, of course, because there's probably gonna be a lot of things I'm gonna research when it comes to this particular video. So, Mr. Beast Secret CEO, okay,
on her channel, as she has been about the Mr. Beast situation.
Mr. Beast video caused a military operation.
James Warren, also allegedly an ex-drug addict. I've heard that he offered cocaine and hookers to editors to stay late. And then the really big thing is that there was some incident between him and a female colleague that resulted in the female colleague leaving the company and receiving 3 years in severance pay. I'm still actively looking into this incident, so if you have information, let me know. But I've heard from multiple credible sources that this is true and this did happen. Also, I should quickly clarify that a lot of this investigation is allegedly.
Everything outside of court documents is allegedly. All parties are assumed innocent until proven guilty.
You know, that's sort of the nature of these instances. I have a lot of testimony, corroborating testimony, but the reason I'm publishing this is that hopefully it brings more information to light. Like after, you know, the Jake Weddle interview got posted, which was all mostly testimony, people came out corroborating a story, and then ultimately Jimmy ended up apologizing and offering him $190,000, which to me, I think is most likely an admission of guilt. You know, you don't apologize for things that you didn't do. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. But what's not allegedly is that James Warren is the former COO of acquisitions of a real estate investment firm called Greenstone Ventures LLC, which is one of the businesses listed in this indictment.
Actually, you know what, man? This would be a good idea to... let's see. Here you go. These are going to be notes that I'm actually going to create. So can this go any smaller, or is this like... Let me see. Okay, yeah. So Mr. Beast notes. Okay, so what was the name of this?
Of his former Greenstone Ventures.
Just in case, I kind of want to do a little bit of research on this. Greenstone Ventures LLC. Looking for single family development. Oh, James Warren. Okay.
Ventures LLC, which is one of the businesses listed in this indictment of his former business partner, Joshua Hutchins, who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for running a real estate Ponzi scheme, 10 years of business ventures for running a real
what was the name of the guy?
Indictment of his former business partner, Joshua Hutchins.
Joshua Hutchins. Okay.
Who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for running a real estate Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi schemes are great up until they just go bust.
So before working at Mr. Beast, James Warren was involved in a literal fraud. In fact, he's actually mentioned in the court transcripts of this case. This is the sentence hearing for Joshua Hutchins. I'm going to highlight testimony from just one of these victims, a retirement age woman named Sylvia. She testifies, "I came to know Mr. Hutchins through a very reputable and successful real estate attorney who highly recommended Mr. Hutchins and who eventually left his agency to become the chief operating officer of Mr. Hutchins' investment firm." The chief operating officer of Mr. Hutchins' investment firm. She explains that the reason she trusted Mr. Hutchins was through the strong recommendation and endorsement from that very reputable and successful real estate agent. He represented Mr. Hutchins as highly competent and capable. He presented a successful track record and how Mr. Hutchins had delivered for other investments. On the next page, page 16, she testifies, "My trust was and has been severely violated. This is the equivalent of financial. Many of us entrusted Mr. Hutchins, who we've come to know to be fraudulent. Just $1.3+ million of worthless paper signed by him fraudulently misrepresented in the courts." So Hutchins was convicted for soliciting investment monies by telling victims that their money would be put to work on a specific property. In fact, Hutchins did not put all the investor funds to work on the property on which the investor was solicited to invest, and instead regularly used investor funds on other properties or personal expenses. Now, what kind of personal expenses? Well, apparently he bought an AR-15 and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. His wife had a domestic violence order of protection against him. He's accused of calling his wife a lying rat and sending menacing photos of himself in tactical gear in the woods to her friends and family. Again, according to Sylvia's testimony, James Warren represented Mr. Hutchins as highly competent and capable. She continues on page 17. "James Warren, the then realtor who recommended me to Hutchins, also encouraged us to work with Mr. Hutchins on trying to make it work, and we did until it became very evident as to his apparent intent of complete fraud." So James appearing to sort of try to mediate this exchange, saying, hey, give him a chance, don't pursue him, don't sue him, just make it work, right? The real losses due to fraud are evident. Financially, he's devastated my retirement. I can only hope and thank the good Lord that I have a brain to be able to function and try to earn back as much as possible. The impact, over $1.3 million in real losses. These are not, I got a piece of property, it was all fraud. She goes on to describe her financial troubles through the years, supporting her mother who had Alzheimer's disease, how in the crash of 2008 she lost her job and for 2 years was unemployed. In 2014 she had a severe cancer diagnosis, was out of work for over a year. She continues, in spite of all that, I've lived very frugally and tried to make things work. I've made him know of all my history, and I told him I could not take the risk. He and James Warren, the then realtor, stated, "Oh, real estate." She goes on to describe how they presented it as a safe investment opportunity for her, and then James Warren's business partner defrauded her of $1.3 million. Now, can I claim definitively that James Warren was aware of the fraud that was taking place and willingly complicit in helping Mr. Hutchins defraud old ladies? No. But from what I've heard of James Warren's character, how he's hit ex-girlfriends, not let them leave the house, beat his dog, defrauded people in his own ways. Creative Juice is an interesting one that could be looked into, which was done with Mr. Beast, as well as another scheme that we'll get into that he conducted with LaQuia Hill. I personally believe that when he was working with Mr. Hutchins, he was in similar company. I think the COO of acquisitions would know and be sort of responsible for properties not being properly acquired through the court system. But again, that's my opinion. That's all allegedly. Now on to his alleged best friend, LaQuia Hill.
Bro, that is brutal, man. Crap.
They both went to UNC Chapel Hill together, and they both, after graduating, got into real estate. But by 2017, LaQuia Hill was running an adult entertainment event business in San Francisco called LaQuia Hill Entertainment. Then in 2019, he was hired to Mr. Beast as a producer.
Hang on.
Our party evolved into this place where, you know, you have the drag queens, the muscle daddies, the bears, the twinks, the like posh boy.
Now, I'm all for personal freedoms. I believe adults should be able to do whatever they want. However, I question what qualified the sort of go-go dance drag daddy of San Francisco for a job producing YouTube content for children. You know, it'd also be weird if Mr. Beast hired Johnny Sins as the janitor, I guess. It's not the real issue, though. The issue is that in late 2021, he was allegedly fired for sexually assaulting his assistant. Now, I put fired in quotation marks because he was actually quietly moved to the dubbing company, which was Unilingo at the time. Here is proof that he used the LaQuia at unilingo.tv email, links back to him, links to these photos, one of which was the profile picture for his YouTube channel, which also after my first video, his YouTube channel mysteriously got deleted. And at some point, his Twitter also got deleted. I don't know if that's when he sexually assaulted his assistant. I don't know if that's after my first video got posted. Either way, Booty Call Wednesdays are canceled. He was actually brought back to Mr. Beast in 2023 after sexually assaulting his assistant prior, and promoted to Chief Financial Officer, which is how I personally was introduced to him. Here's some evidence from the internal Slack channel at Mr. Beast showing LaQuia Hill acting in some COO capacity, saying there's news reporters outside, do not engage with them. This was shortly after the Time magazine article came out. So here I have a document showing testimony from former Mr. Beast employees talking about LaQuia Hill. When I say verified former Mr. Beast employee, I had them send some form of proof. I know who some of these people are. They just want to remain anonymous, but you know, I'm willing to share this with like an independent third party if it needs to happen. Personally, I don't think Mr. Beast is going to deny sort of this LaQuia Hill story that I'm going to show you. But here's the first testimony, and I'll say this person is especially credible in my opinion. I asked them, did you see or hear of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say, yes, LaQuia Hill, the current COO. In 2021, he had an assistant named victim's name. I heard LaQuia acted very inappropriately with victim, booking hotel rooms with only one bed, walking around in his underwear, having victim come to his house and showing him his sex toy collection. Just in general, LaQuia made victim uncomfortable. Victim started complaining to higher-ups and a report got written. LaQuia was put on paid leave for like a month. Then Mr. Beast moved him to the dubbing company and he was hired back in 2023 and was promoted to COO, even though Jimmy, James, and Sue 100% know his history. Also, I heard that when victim was let go, he was given $30,000 in severance. I could get you victim's number. I don't know if he'd talk. I respond, yeah, that'd be great. Also, is there proof he moved to the dubbing company? I could look. It was the original dubbing company called Unilingo. Mr. Beast practically forced them to hire LaQuia, and then they poached Unilingo's employees and copied their whole business and created Creator Global. Verified employee number 2, Ask them the same question, have you heard of any sexual misconduct at the company? They say yes. I don't know how to spell their name, but Lakoya, something like that. He was brought in last year after having not worked there for a year or so at a very high level. I respond, Lakoya Hill. They say the reason he had been asked to leave previously is that he had sexually harassed someone that still worked at the company when he was brought back. Yes, Lakoya Hill. But they brought him back knowing he had sexually harassed an employee previously. And people often talk about Lakoya making them very uncomfortable on shoots. I verify employee number 3. I'm looking into more accusations of sexual misconduct at the company, wondering if there's anything you could corroborate. Have you heard of anything about Lakoya Hill? They respond, the old gay guy who likes to bang 18-year-old straight employees. Yeah, I've heard of him. Anything non-consensual to your knowledge? I heard he got in trouble for hooking up with his 18-year-old straight assistant, but the company kept it quiet from what I heard. He's a producer and worked in the adult entertainment before Mr. Beast. Yeah, Lakoya Hill Entertainment. I heard he was fired for sexual harassment, then brought back a year later. That's what I heard too. Employee number 4. Do you know who Lakoya Hill?
All right, hang on a second. Damn, man. That's a lot. This guy is like, he's on a spree right now. Holy crap. That's a lot to take in. But I mean, and not information-wise, but emotionally-wise. You know, because like he said that it was going to be entertainment, but damn, this is far from it, man. This is not even close to entertainment. This thing is just like, damn. You know, if this is true, then this is definitely going to like, it's going to make Mr. Beast look terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Is yes. And you're aware of what I heard too. Employee number 4. Do you know who Lakoya Hill is? Yes. And you're aware of the case that has been covered up for some time. Explain. Essayed multiple people, apparently roofied multiple people as well. I verified employee number 5. I'll also say this person is especially credible, but they worked there a while ago, like 2020, 2021, around then. Okay, few things. Lakoya sexually assaulted his assistant who was straight and Lakoya was gay. You probably already know that. But James is best friends with him, so holy shit was that surprising that they kept him around way longer than they should have. There were reports of him making the assistant sleep in the same room/bed with him on trips, touching him inappropriately, and dangling his job in front of him. Employee number 6, did you hear anything about Lakoya Hill? I heard that incident happened. I heard they let him go, and I heard they brought him back and just put him in a different department. And I don't know, but I think he's working there again. Now, recently, Mr. Beast has let Lakoya Hill go. They had this sort of leaked email where they say, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, right? Alluding to the fact that Lakoya Hill is no longer working there. Now, I have been open with Mr. Beast.
I want to go ahead and read a little bit of this on top. Let me see. Company confidential, do not distribute. Dear team, whoever distributed this is probably going to get, but it's anonymous. Who cares? Anyways, dear Team Beast, I want to update all of you on the recent concerns that have been raised online and in the press. As I mentioned in my tweet a couple of weeks ago, we've hired Quinn Emanuel, a top-tier law firm, to do a full investigation of the Ava Tyson allegations. We also asked them to expand the scope to include a full assessment of our internal culture and to investigate allegations of inappropriate behavior by people in the company. While the process is not complete, I have enough preliminary information at this point that I am announcing several changes today. Okay, so this top part, because obviously Dogpack just focused on like the middle part here. This essentially like indicates that again, I just want to go ahead and mention this before I give you guys what the translation or whatever this says. Dogpack said that, you know, Mr. Beast knew 100%, but here it indicates that, you know, a lot of the top tier Mr. Beast employees, including Mr. Beast, I assume, it indicates that they did not know any of these characteristics of these people, you know, so that's kind of what it means here. As your leader, I take responsibility and I am committed to continue to improve and evolve my leadership style. While I have been mostly focused on creating content, launching Feastables, building our community, and leading our philanthropic efforts, I recognize that I also need to create a culture that makes all our employees feel safe and allows them to do their best work. Interesting. Okay, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, Therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, we will be hiring a new chief human resources officer, chief financial officer, and general counsel, along with other roles to add capacity and there's like competencies. I think that's what it's trying to say, to foster a better internal culture as we continue to grow. To start off, we will be instituting hiring a new chief human resource officer. We'll be bringing in a seasoned leader to help us build a more inclusive environment and a world-class HR team. Mandatory training. We are implementing mandatory training sessions on safety, SHSA, LGBTQ, diversity sensitivity training, and workplace conduct for all employees. Listening sessions. Jeff will be holding listening sessions across the company to hear directly from employees about their experiences and ideas for improvement. Okay,
Bring to the fact that
now that I read all of that, I want to make sure I understand where Dogpack is coming from. Let me go ahead and I want him to address this letter once again.
Sequoia Hill go. They had this sort of leaked email where they say, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, right? Alluding to the fact that LaQuia Hill is no longer working there. Now, I have been open.
Our new president and COO. Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. Okay. Now, okay, so our new president and COO. Okay. And this was when? There's no date on this.
Right? Alluding to the fact that LaQuia Hill.
Yeah, there's no date on this. I think he should have put the date, or at least like indicated when was this sent.
Was no longer working there. Now, I have been open with Mr. Beast about the fact that I was going to cover LaQuia Hill. This is a single frame in my first video where I reference LaQuia. He's also in my Twitter header. And I've also just told people who work at Mr. Beast that they have to let LaQuia Hill go. So they did what I wanted and let him go, right? Well, just on a whim, I decided to look into the Creator Global LinkedIn, and it had gone private to where everyone just shows up as a LinkedIn member, right? But I saw this, L, LinkedIn member, president of Creator Global. I thought, you know what, that's a little suspicious. So I reached out to one of my connections close to Mr. Beast, and I said, hey, can you look into this account for me? Because sometimes if you have connections, you can see private LinkedIn accounts, and this is what they saw. LaQuia Hill, listed as the current president at Creator Global. No work history between graduating UNC in May 2001 and becoming the president at Creator Global in 2024. Dude, this is like the 3-cup game where you gotta like keep track of the pets and rapists as Mr. Beast just moves them between companies.
They just sort of kept moving them around. You know, like those killer whales at SeaWorld, after it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
Which I heard, you know, Mr. Beast or James Warren forced Unilingo to hire LaQuia as sort of part of their partnership without, you know, sending them the report on his alleged sexual misconduct at the company. I also have a voice memo from James Warren showing that they told Unilingo to process a $28,000 bonus for LaQuia, which there's definitely something suspicious going on with that.
Hey buddy, it's James. Sorry to be bothering you. I've done my absolute best not to bother you. But LaQuia had presented a bunch of stuff to me and Jimmy a little bit ago. All really great stuff. But he had asked me and Jimmy personally, he's like, hey, you know, can I have a $28,000 bonus for work I did in the past? And I'm like, yeah, of course, man. And the reason for that is I had brought him up to my level, and I don't take bonuses. So for like 2 years, he didn't get any bonuses when our guys were getting like crazy percentage bonuses. I need a favor. Sue cannot process this bonus through Beast. I need a solid. Can you please process a $28K bonus for LaQuia? Let me know. Bye.
And then they used LaQuia to try to steal Unilingo's business, poach their employees, take their clients, and then Mr. Beast launched Creator Global, where LaQuia Hill is currently listed as the president. So that's LaQuia Hill. And then...
Damn, that's insane. What is that? Is taking employees from a competitor. There you go. Generally, poaching employees from a competitor is legal. However, it can be seen as unethical, and there are circumstances where the poacher can get into legal trouble, such as if they request sensitive information from the employee. Okay, I see. Interesting. Okay, so it is legal, but it's unethical, and I can see why, because that to me I was like, damn, what a I don't know. Is it a snake move? I don't want to say snake, but yeah, it is. It is terrible, man. To me, that's absolutely terrible. Okay.
And that's just what I can put on the record. I will say that if Mr. Beast tries to deny this, more evidence will be brought to light, and more people will definitely come out defending me, saying, hey, this is true. These allegations are true.
And that's why I want to go ahead and mention real quick. I know it's kind of off topic, but I want to go ahead and mention that. Listen, this is why conspiracy theories just don't work, because someone's going to speak. Someone's going to talk. There are too many people involved, and someone's going to say something. There has to be. You know, like, I don't know, man. It can't stay in the dark forever. You know, and I kind of just want to go ahead and like mention that, because I know there's people out there that think that conspiracy theories are like everybody's in on it, nobody's going to say anything, but someone definitely knows something, and you know, eventually it's going to come out.
This is all true, allegedly, in my opinion, for legal reasons. Okay, now let's move on to the man himself, Jimmy Donaldson. First, I'll show this testimony from another.
Oh, damn, this is going to be the one part. Okay, well, you know what? I think most of the public opinion when it comes to Jimmy has already changed. I mean, what else can you do, bro?
Former man for legal reasons. Okay, now let's move on to the man himself, Jimmy Donaldson. First, I'll show this testimony from another former Mr. Beast employee just to show sort of the work culture, especially from a female's perspective. She says, on my very first day, I was told to avoid being alone in a room with certain people in positions of power. At least once a week, I was subjugated to inappropriate questions and conversations. Once, a male coworker asked me what I would do if Jimmy assaulted or harassed me.
You what the fuck, bro? Like, not even that, but it's just this part right here. On my very first day, I was told to avoid being alone in a room with certain people in positions of power. What kind of culture are you cultivating that requires you, or I don't know who, you know, advised this person to do this, but what kind of culture are you creating to the point where you have to, like, you know, alert people about certain people to avoid, that you have to avoid certain people? This is absolutely insane, man. This is definitely not a... See, and this is... I don't understand Jimmy. Like, bro, like... Why? How did you put yourself in a position where... And this is such an obvious move as well. Like, you know that when you hire these people, you're putting other people at risk. You know? It's absolutely insane. You know... I don't know, man. Common sense is just not common sense. That's all I gotta say. That's crazy.
Once a male coworker...
But again, these are allegations, so I just want to go ahead and mention that, you know.
Asked me what I would do if Jimmy assaulted or harassed me. On another occasion, this same coworker said it wasn't fair that women could just decide a past sexual encounter wasn't consensual. Many of the men I worked with would make assault and pet jokes on a daily basis. They would scream and hit walls when they got upset. The minute any woman leaves a room, they would talk about if/how they would occur. I've heard men comment on female contestants' bodies many times. Not everyone behaves this way, but no one openly speaks out against it in fear of losing their job. If you complain about any of this, you'll be shamed for being too sensitive or just ignored. You can't take anything to HR either because Jimmy's mom runs it. It's pretty common for people to essentially get paid to leave and stay quiet if they make enough noise about something. There is no employee handbook, by the way. If you ask for one or what the company's policies are, they just tell you to ask them and they'll let you know if anything is against the rules. But again, there's nothing in writing, which is true. The leaked document is just the production manual. Not given to all employees. Here's another testimony. This person will go on the record. This is Jess, who accused Ava Chris Tyson of sexual assault. I think her case has been sort of mostly ignored because she wasn't a minor when it happened. But she was a Mr. Beast employee, and you can see in her evidence, in her communications with the company, the clear signs of a cover-up. You can see them like threatening her with legal action and emails and saying like, oh, we're going to have a law firm investigate this. Well, they had one firm do an internal investigation, McGuire Woods LLP, the same law firm that sent me my first cease and desist. But then they hired, I guess, Harvey Weinstein's legal team, allegedly, to re-review everything. So I guess they weren't happy with the results of the first internal investigation. Also, yeah, this new law firm, Quinn Emanuel, Mr. Beast has worked with them previously, allegedly, to internally investigate LaKoya Hill's sexual misconduct. So why don't you make that report public, Jimmy? Anyway, here's Jess's testimony. I only hung out with Jimmy a handful of times, but he definitely was a little more reserved around me because I wasn't a part of his inner circle, or the boys club as it's called.
Oh my god. If this is really Mr. Beast's personality, you know what, it shouldn't even surprise me because, you know, as I mentioned before in other videos that I've worked with other YouTubers, especially large YouTubers, they always have this like mentality going on. Like if you're not a part of their circle, they just won't talk to you. You have to earn it. You have to earn it by either being the joke or being mistreated, or at least they don't see it as being mistreated, but they see it. They see it as like, oh, you know, you got to earn your respect, you know, and that means that you have to be like made fun of. You have to put in the work. Put in work means that you have to do things that you don't want to do, you know. And this is like, if you really want to see what it looks like on steroids, go ahead and take a look at what went on with what's the name, with David Dobrik's crew. How everybody just felt like they just needed to push that extra threshold just so they can be a part of the vlogs. Nick, who they used to call Jonah, he was like, if you take a look at his content now, amazing. I love it, dude. I laugh at his content. But holy crap, when he was a part of the whole Dobrik squad and he was the one doing his own stunts, it was absolutely insane that he would do so many things that were just unbelievable. Like, I'm sure that you guys already know, if you guys haven't seen it, there's literally video of him about to jump an entire pool with, I think, a moped, and he ends up damaging his what do you call it? His one of his ribs. I think he ends up puncturing his lung. Like, if it was never that bad for me ever, but holy crap, when you have to push it to that extent, you know that something's up with your culture of people that you've cultivated, you know. This is just absolutely absurd and insane. I can't believe that if this is really Jimmy, because this is still allegedly, then it's sad, dude. It really is. Like, I can't believe this is how you know, someone in that position would view someone else, you know. I don't know. But at the same time, I kind of understand that if you don't trust people, because, you know, so many people want to be your friends, I can understand why you would develop this mindset. But at the same time, there's other ways to vet people, you know. But I mean, you know, whatever.
I did hear Jimmy straight up say that the guy making a documentary on him right now has footage of him saying stuff that would absolutely get him canceled. It's just a well-known thing the boys club is misogynistic and looks down on women in the company despite what they might say publicly. Behind closed doors, the women in the company know that the culture is a problem. I have heard multiple stories of Jimmy being directly informed of SA happening at the company and proactively working to keep it quiet. So just directly implicating Jimmy in the SA cover-ups.
Let me see. I actually want to ask this question. Why? Because I feel like there's such a complex issue there. Why do companies choose to stay quiet about sexual misconduct? Stay quiet about sexual, but employees may choose to stay silent. Okay. Yeah, employees. Including fear of retaliation, lack of trust in a reporting process, and culture of silence. You know, because the reason why I asked this is because, like, I can only imagine, you know, like, when someone's making claims like this, it's you guys already know it's very difficult to even prove that even occurred, because there really is no evidence of any of that occurring, you know. It's just, you just have to take the person's word for it. So I would assume that perhaps if some woman or even man goes up to HR or whatever and they, you know, explain to them what occurred, most likely what's going to happen is they're going to be like, okay, we're going to look into it. And then when they look into it, all they can really do is just ask the person, hey, did you do this to them? They're saying that you did that. And of course, what proceeds next, depending on the person, if, you know, they really are that type of person who will not admit to any of their, which no one really will, if they will not admit to it, then of course they're just gonna lie and say, no, I didn't do that. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. I just went up to her, I talked to her, and for some reason she started freaking out, you know. Obviously, you know, it takes a person who really knows the people to really get a good handle of the situation, because, you know, you can sit there and if you know both of them, you can kind of talk to yourself and say, you know what, I've never seen, let's just say, I don't know, Andrea. We'll just name her Andrea. I've never really seen Andrea really ever like complain about anything until now, and I've known her for like 3 to 4 years. This is like the first time she's ever done this. You know, you can kind of put the pieces together if you've already known these people, but HR, I think oftentimes doesn't really know the people at the company because they kind of work from a distance, I would assume. If that's the case, then it's very difficult to really understand what the situation is, you know. So I don't know. I feel like there's that reason. Why do people stay quiet about harassment? Why do people stay quiet about harassment? On behalf of San Diego Employment Attorney User Group, when someone opens up about harassment in the workplace, such as S harassment, They often mention events that happened years or even decades ago. They kept quiet about it until something spurred them to talk, such as the same issue happening to someone else. But why did they wait to bring it up? There are many valid reasons. Damage to their reputation. Sometimes these individuals fear damaging their own reputation. They think that they'll be blackballed in the industry, which is, yeah, I would assume that this is probably one of the cases. One of the cases for most people, you know, they're probably going to be blackballed because, as you guys know, David Dobrik, it's not the same. It wasn't like harassment, but like whenever one of these people didn't play along or like had a complaint, immediately they were blackballed and just were never brought back onto the into the vlogs, you know. So I would assume that perhaps when it comes to the Mr. Beast company, I'm sure that they probably have some sort of similar tacit policy like this amongst the higher ranking group members. So yeah, or they'll be looked down on in the workplace. They know it's not fair, but they don't want to risk their job or their career, which, as you guys have seen, like right now, Dogpack just mentioned that, you know, they'll be told that they're insensitive or they can't keep up or whatever the case is, which is usually like this mentality that a lot of people in the higher tiers have when it comes to a company or a group like that. A lack of results. Often they also worry about whether or not anyone will really do anything. They may think that people won't believe them or that no action will be taken. They do not want to risk anything such as job and or reputation if it's not going to accomplish anything. They're told to trust the system, but they just don't feel they can do that. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, when a system requires you to have some sort of evidence, then yeah, I feel like it could potentially probably work against you, you know. They don't have evidence. This is the other complaint, you know. They may also be worried about speaking up if they feel like they don't have evidence. Say their boss touched them inappropriately in the office one evening after everyone else had gone home. They know it was wrong, but how will they prove it if the boss just says that they're lying? You know, no one else saw it happen. So their word is all they have to say. Understanding your options. If these types of issues have been holding you back from speaking about the harassment you face, please know that you do have legal options. You absolutely shouldn't be treated like this. Make sure you know what to do next. So yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the biggest one. You just don't have evidence. When you don't have evidence, like, most people just won't believe you. I mean, look at the Dr. Disrespect stuff. Like like no one knew anything about it until he kind of admitted or alluded to it, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, everybody was just coming after him. But there were still so many people out there that were defending him, you know, because there just wasn't solid, tangible evidence, you know. So I don't know. I feel like it's a really different situation, but I'm not talking about like the scenario, okay? Because I know people are going to immediately draw dichotomies when it comes to the scenarios. What I'm talking about is just the behavior of people, you know, the fact that people will still just have like an uprising whenever somebody doesn't present evidence, you know. That's what I'm referring to. Okay.
LaKoya with an 18-year-old straight assistant. So she's one of the people corroborating that story. Ava told Jimmy about a time she was essayed by another talent member on a private jet, and talent members/employees making advances towards contestants was a regular occurrence. The reason all of this was able to happen for so long is because Jimmy is deeply misogynistic and only respects what he considers to be traditional women. He pushed those values into the company when he created it, and it resulted in several SA allegations we know about, and probably a lot more we don't know yet. Which I will say, a lot of the SA allegations are still not public. Like, man, just fire James Warren and LaKoya Hill. Fire them, don't just move them around. Or I'm going to start dropping nukes. Anyway, I'm going to move Maddie Spadell away from all this. I just want to touch on this briefly. So Maddie Spadell, who's Mr. Beast's very public ex-girlfriend of 2.5 years, posted this on her Instagram story. She doesn't mention Jimmy by name. It's sort of vague. I think probably either because she's under an NDA or maybe she's just testing the waters to see how people respond before sharing more information. But also, it's like not that vague if you have reading comprehension and can read context clues. She says she spent years being quiet, never acknowledging that time in her life. 19 to 21 are formative years. It impacted how she saw herself and how she trusted men. Months of therapy. She says how he treats other women will ultimately be how he treats you. So how does Jimmy treat other women?
I don't really get along with women. I don't really get along with women. I don't really get along with women.
Well, women are stupid because they're inferior to men.
That when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, she had been told that it was not a medical emergency.
You'll never actually respect a woman, but just act like you respect them.
My God. Mr. Beast withheld my birth control. I have ovarian cysts. You can't just stop taking birth control.
I don't really get along with women.
Also in this podcast, Jimmy goes on to talk about his relationship with his current girlfriend, Tia, in very weird ways, in my opinion.
For us now, like, an idea of a date is just to, like, take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get it higher. An idea of a date is just to, like, take an...
Damn. Oh my gosh. That is insane. Wait, let me read that one. I mean, let me hear that one more time.
Also in this podcast, Jimmy goes on to talk about his relationship with his current girlfriend, Tia, in very weird ways, in my opinion.
For us now, like, an idea of a date is just to, like, take an IQ test and then study and see if we can get it higher. An idea of a date is just to, like, take an IQ test. And then she was like, I'm an author. And I was like, fuck yeah, good. She has a hobby. And then I just DM'd her. I was like, oh, so your book, can I read it? She sent it over, read the whole book, and it was just like acting like it was the greatest book ever.
Bro, I don't know why, but like when you listen to this, I don't know. I'm getting this vibe. I don't know if it is because again, like Dogpack is he's just priming me to think this, okay? But when I hear him talk about his girlfriend in this matter, like, oh, you know, we're just taking IQ tests, we're just having fun. I don't know why, but I feel like he's testing her, but he also wants to see just how intelligent she is, you know. And he's just kind of observing from like a distance, you know. I don't feel like he really is just trying to have fun with her. They're just trying to like. He's just trying to gauge it, you know. But again, this could be priming, you know, because again, Dogpack, he's already like set the environment to make me think this. So I don't know. I might be like talking out of you know, somebody who's being primed. So, and by the way, if you guys don't know what prime means, let me go ahead and show you guys primed psychology. Okay, so essentially it just means occurs when an individual's exposure to certain stimuli or stimulus influences their response to a subsequent prompt without any awareness of the connection. Okay, luckily I feel like I'm kind of aware of what's going on, but yeah, like because I'm being exposed to all of this stimulus, like it's influencing the way I'm thinking. So because like, you know, Dogpack is negatively portraying Mr. Beast in a certain way, I'm being influenced to think this of Mr. Beast. And so when I listen to this, it makes me think, yeah, he's probably like observing her from a distance. They're probably not even engaging in fun, you know. So yeah, I just want to mention that.
I don't really get along with women.
It's all of our jobs to protect our friends, our moms, our wives, our sisters, our daughters, ourselves from people like that. That's a pretty clear statement, if you ask me.
It's very ambiguous, but sure. Let me go ahead and read the whole thing because he didn't really read the whole thing, which is fine because, you know, he wants to just make it snappy, which I understand. You know, I've spent years being quiet, never acknowledging that time in my life, just quietly cheering on those who I saw mistreated. Cheering on those who you saw mistreated. Okay, damn. I don't want drama. I don't want anything. I just want to speak up for my 19-year-old self. 19 and 20 are formative years, and as a young woman, it impacted the way I saw myself, the way I interpreted my future, and how I trusted men. Okay, there was no user manual. There was no instructions on how to deal with gaining a following quickly. No cheat sheet on dating someone famous. I did the best I could, but I was not okay. Months of therapy, so many journal entries, long talks with my mom. Why do I still feel like it was all for nothing? Yeah, man, I feel like she's kind of like describing what I felt when I was like working with like, you know, some of the YouTubers I used to work with. I believe I should be used as a cautionary tale. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. How he treats other women will ultimately be how he treats you. You are smart, beautiful, and capable of a career, life, a relationship you are proud of. I do not aim to take anyone down, just simply and explicitly tell you that there are scary people out there. People will hurt you, use you, spit you, and then tell you it's your fault. I just want to go ahead and mention too, like, you know, my experience, it wasn't this egregious, you know, it wasn't this bad, okay? It definitely shouldn't have happened, but like I can understand that, like, you know, I guess the person that I was with, you know, they tried their best, you know, with what they could, okay? So, but like, damn, this just sounds like horrendous. It really does. It's all our jobs to protect our friends, our moms, our wives, our sisters, our daughters, but no men ourselves from people like that. If you see something not cool, speak up. Hey man, this is kind of, it's not inclusive. Okay, I feel slighted.
Name is sort of vague. I think probably either because she's under an NDA or
Demonstrating.
Really, it's just like
our friends, our moms, our wives, our sisters, our daughters, ourselves from people like that. That's a pretty clear statement, if you ask me. Now, I almost feel like there's been a
Yeah, an exclusive one. I just want to go ahead and mention that. Yes, I'm mad. Fuck you guys.
Campaign against Maddie Spadell to discredit her before she's even shared any information. A lot of like clout chaser and gold digger allegations. I'll say this is also from that Rolling Stone article. They referenced the breakup. The reporter says, Maddie Spadell, who's appeared in a handful of videos, those in Mr. Beast's inner circle told me that Spadell had been a positive influence, forcing Donaldson to prioritize work-life balance more. Donaldson did not want to comment on the record about the breakup, citing Spadell's privacy, yet Chris Tyson, says Donaldson's singular focus on work was a major contributing factor. I think that's what he's going to be looking for next. Somebody who can match his obsession with business and money and all that kind of stuff.
Damn.
So no bad word.
Whoa. I thought Mr. Beast didn't care about money. Next, somebody who can match his obsession. He has an obsession with money. I mean, now it's obvious, right? Because Dogpack is making it clear. But I mean, before Dogpack dropped his nuclear bomb, a lot of us were under the impression that he didn't care about money. As a matter of fact, there's tweets of him talking about how, and I have in one of the videos, he's talking about how he will give up everything before he has any money or buys anything that's expensive, like a Ferrari or something like that. I know because there's a video I made about, Mr. Beast and the church. And somewhere, I think towards the end, I talk about or reveal that he made a tweet talking about I will never buy anything that is a luxury item. I will go broke before I buy myself a Rolex or something like that. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but I was under the impression where I was like, dude, are you really going to be saying this when you're 40 or 50? This sounds cringe. This sounds like somebody who's at the age of 20 or 30, that would say something like that. But at 40 or 50, you have all the money, you're not going to enjoy it not one bit. It just sounds so absolutist and quite frankly kind of annoying, but yeah.
His obsession with business and money and all that kind of stuff. So not a bad word to be said about Maddie Spadell from Jimmy or the people in his inner circle, which is pretty unusual of an ex-girlfriend. I'll show some of the brain dead media coverage headed by Cuckstar and his news organization Drama Alert. So here's just one of his many posts about Maddie. Thread of every time Mr. Beast's ex-girlfriend allegedly shaded him, downplaying the clout-chasing claims against her. So let's see this extensive thread. One post of a TikTok where she says she was traumatized at 19. Why do you think that's about Jimmy, Keemstar? Allegedly complaining about Mr. Beast fans. This is her most popular TikTok period with over 6.5 million views and was posted last year. And then Drama Alert goes on to give one more example. And that's the end of the thread. So see, her most popular TikTok seems to be alluding to her relationship with Mr. Beast. And then she has hundreds of more TikToks where she never even tried to recreate the success of that first TikTok, right? If I'm her social media manager, I'm telling her, hey, post about Jimmy Moore. And she obviously knows that if she did that, she would get more views, and yet she doesn't do it. Hundreds of TikToks, about 30 of them are about Taylor Swift, maybe 3 are about her ex-boyfriend of 2.5 years, which for a Swiftie, it's extremely, extremely low to post only 3 times about your ex-boyfriend who's now incredibly famous. So
to be fair though, I mean, somebody doesn't want to make them their person. That if she really is trying to be a content creator, I mean, you're not gonna try to just hinge your entire credibility on somebody that you're talking about. I could have easily made thousands of videos on Sneeko, but I don't, because I think to myself man, dude, I don't want to be known as that guy, the Sneeko guy. Oh yeah, have you watched the Sneeko guy today? Nobody wants to be known as that, so. I mean, there's that possibility, but again, this is just, Dogpack is just narrowing it down so it can fit his narrative more. But I mean, it makes sense. That's his narrative. He wants to construct it to be that, so then he can support his thesis a lot more. But yeah, it's just something that I want you guys to consider, because I don't want you guys to just be like, oh yeah, well that makes so much sense and that's the only option. There's multiple reasons why, but that one could potentially be one of the factors. So if she was clout chasing, she's doing a horrible job at it.
Now, drama alert, on the other hand, has posted more times in the past month about Maddie.
Oh, I can see. Okay.
She's doing
actually
a
no.
horrible job.
My opinion still stands. No.
About it. Now, drama alert, on the other hand, has posted more times in the past month about Maddie Spadell than Maddie Spadell has ever posted about Mr. Beast. So I just wanted to address that because I think Mr. Beast knows Maddie has nukes against him and he's trying to discredit her. So let's look at this leaked email. This is from Mr. Beast. It says, yesterday Dawson saved 100 billion. Whoa, guys, whoa. Guys, I don't know how that got there. That was the wrong email. I don't know how that got there. Yeah, so I've actually heard from pretty credible people that this...
What? Private email was not strip. Yesterday, Dawson saved 100 children from a burning orphanage. It's important that we keep this a series. Oh, okay, that's just more.
Yesterday, Dawson saved 100 billion. Whoa, guys, whoa. Guys, I don't know how that got there. That was the wrong email. I don't know how that got there. Yeah, so I've actually heard from pretty credible people that this email was not leaked. So, why lie about it? Devious or deceptive tendencies. Here he is quoted in that Rolling Stone article saying, I'm great at lying. But I want to focus in on this part where they say, therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, we will be hiring a new chief human resource officer, chief financial officer, interesting, and general counsel, along with other roles to add capacity and competencies to foster a better internal culture as we continue to grow. So what's interesting about this is that the only person named in an initiative to foster a better internal culture is Jeff Hausenbold. But what's ironic about this is that Jeff Hausenbold has been in the news previously for the internal culture that he helped create.
Come on, man. Come on. Don't be a letdown, okay? I have faith in Jeff Hausenbold, okay? Or Bode. I call him Bone. Yeah, you already know this is gonna be bad when even my subconscious says Bone. So all right, let's go.
As managing partner at the SoftBank Vision Fund. Here's New York Post. Nasty executives shaped macho culture at SoftBank Vision Fund.
Here we go, man. Nah, fuck that, man. Are you kidding me? The one time I want to be wrong and have a little bit of faith in Mr. Beast. Nah, he can do it. He's that person. But nope. Yeah. If this isn't a slap across the face, I really don't know what it is.
And here's Bloomberg Business Week. SoftBank Vision Fund employees depict a culture of recklessness. It has also been described as an environment of sycophancy and harassment. So seemingly all the problems that people have with Mr. Beast's internal culture.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy, he's
macho culture at
Jeff Hausenbold, right? He nasty exec shape macho culture at SoftBank Vision Fund. Okay, so I would not know how to ask a question like this. I mean, where is that? SoftBank Vision Fund, okay? How many locations does SoftBank Vision Fund have? Headquartered in London with additional main offices in Silicon Valley and Tokyo. It also has other offices in Abu Dhabi, Hong Kong, Mumbai. Okay, so there's other places, but I guess the main offices are in Silicon Valley and Tokyo. And he cultivated a culture of macho-ness. Does it mean when a company has a culture of macho-ness? Culture of macho-ness. A macho culture in a company is one that values hyper-masculine traits and devalues stereotypically feminine characteristics. Some indicators of the macho culture include language, aggressive, tough language, or war metaphors. This is definitely Andrew Tate here. Like, if you would have just described this to me, I would have been like, Andrew Tate? What? Behavior, jockeying for a position or attention, criticizing others to look good, blaming without context. This is definitely a man, this is man behavior right here. Blaming without context. It's your fault. It could also be a joke, though, to be honest, though, when you're talking crap about someone, especially a fellow guy. Values, assertiveness, top-down control, overconfidence, daring, competitiveness. Yeah, I don't know why people. I always hear people talk about like, you know, competitiveness, like, oh, you know, it's healthy, it's healthy. Dude, I think collaboration is so much more effective than competitiveness. Competitiveness, I feel like that context only works within, like, I mean, it can work in many places and depending on the personality, you know. But for me, I feel like collaboration yields more results, you know. As a matter of fact, I'll look that up right now after this. Health and safety, lack of concern for personal health, safety, disregard for safety protocols, neglect to use protective equipment. You know, this kind of reminds me of the Wolf of Wall Street, the movie. I think that is absolute epitome of what macho culture is. If you've watched that movie, you know damn well what this is describing, you know. Some negative effects of a macho culture include toxic work environment. Men who don't feel they possess the traits of a real man may overcompensate with behaviors that can affect co-workers, like, you know, eating their goldfish like they did. Supposedly that was real in a Wolf of Wall Street. The guy, Jonah Hill, that character ended up consuming someone else's goldfish, like, you know, belittling that dude. I guess it happened in real life, so I can only imagine what that dude felt. Gender-specific health concerns, being ill or needing help is seen as a weakness. Risk-taking, men who endorse toxic masculinity traits may be more likely to take risks at work. Okay, so this is just kind of a general overview. I don't need to know like the exact like definition of all of this. This is just AI review. But now I want to go ahead and ask this question. Where is it at? I completely forgot what I was gonna look up. Competitiveness. There you go. Okay. Does competitiveness yield more results than collaboration? Ultimately, while there may be instances where competition is necessary or even beneficial, such as sports, in most cases, collaborating will produce better results by fostering trust and creativity among collaborators. Yeah, I kind of like, I mean, it doesn't even have to, you don't even have to read an article about this. If you just really like put two and two together, like you will know that, you know, producing results will yield, I mean, collaborating will produce better results, you know, than competitiveness. Because in competitiveness, you're just kind of a lone wolf, you know, you're competing with other people's ideas. And oftentimes people who, you know, if you're competing with them in a similar faction or a similar subject, the person who was just bred from a very early age is probably going to have like better ideas established than when you compare that to a person who just recently got into it when they were like a young adult, you know. So, you know, compare that to somebody who's like a child, you know, that environmental priming and cultivating of that ideology is probably going to triumph over someone who just barely cultivated that or decided to cultivate that behavior or that personality, you know. All right. We're kind of getting off topic now. Okay, let's go back.
SoftBank Vision Fund. And here's Bloomberg Business Week. SoftBank Vision Fund employees depict a culture of recklessness. It has also been described as an environment of sycophancy and harassment. So seemingly all the problems that people have with Mr. Beast's internal culture. But this Bloomberg article also goes to call Jeff out by name. Jeff Hausenbold collects cars, including a blue Ferrari, and claims to own a 20,000 bottle wine cellar, although he doesn't drink himself. Acquaintances describe him as smart and arrogant and almost entirely lacking in self-awareness. He's also gotten away with some questionable behavior. In a discussion about whether to invest in the stationary bike startup Peloton in 2017, according to two people who were in the meeting, Hausenbold opined that its exercise equipment appealed in part to men who masturbated to its workout videos.
Dude, I want to jerk off! Fuck! I want to jerk off! Look at this!
SoftBank denied the claims, but it's an oddly specific thing for two people to make up a story about masturbating to Peloton workout videos. So yeah, maybe I don't see the vision with hiring this guy as the new president. Also, this is just what I can share right now. I do have more information that I'm trying to get out. Trying to get permission from the victims and everything. Also trying to save some things for when Mr. Beast responds. So anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching.
Hey, it's the actor. Oh no, never mind. Clean.
When I heard
clean.
that,
Very interesting. Nick is not green. That is very, very interesting. Very interesting. I also want to watch this too. How Chandler went from janitor to internet legend. This is gonna be pretty interesting. I'm sure that they're gonna talk about how, you know, he left the Mr. Beast crew and now he's like a shining star in the internet community or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what else do we got. Tom Dark's leaked Mr. Beast exposed document. Very interesting. I'm definitely gonna look at that. I'm definitely gonna show you guys this as well. Or I might, like, I'm gonna probably take this out like in the edit. Because I'm going to show you guys the edit in the video once I upload it. But yeah, so upper echelon, well, I'll show you guys right now in a bit. Let's go ahead and watch this now. So this is how Chandler went from janitor to internet legend. This is gonna be pretty interesting to see.
Least important member.
Chandler was actually our...
From Mr. Beast's least important member.
Chandler was actually our janitor.
To a man who's been called Mr. Beast's last hope. Born in Greenville, North Carolina, Chandler met Mr. Beast at a very early age.
We played baseball together since we were 9, like in the same league. We knew of each other.
But the two weren't friends as they had different interests. Jimmy was obsessed with YouTube, while Chandler was obsessed with baseball.
From a kid, I wanted to play Major League Baseball.
By 2018, Chandler was a pitcher at Chowan University, and after a local news station called him Player of the Week, Chandler thought he was on track to become a professional.
You think there's a world where you would have been in the MLB if you kept going?
Yeah, in my head, I didn't think it was far off.
But above Chandler's name on the roster was a much more notable person, Tyler Conklin. Tyler was also a talented baseball player, but his other main focus was helping a growing YouTube channel.
He knew, Jim, we have a job. This guy just got fired. We need you to be like the replacement. I was like, yeah, I guess I need money.
Despite knowing nothing about the channel,
you had no idea what Mr. Beast was?
No.
Chandler passed the interview by offering to do whatever they needed, although it seems this somewhat backfired when Chandler found out the position he'd gotten.
Chandler was actually our janitor. We brought him
Wait,
on.
what?
Yeah, we brought him on to just clean and stuff like that.
As the channel's 7th official employee, the job was best described as janitor deluxe.
I was the main cleaner guy, yeah. But I was also doing the jobs of other...
You were janitor deluxe.
Dude, I'm literally doing everything except be in front of the camera.
Although despite having a pretty small group, Chandler barely said anything.
He was very shy, like super shy. He was so terrified to even talk to me.
Luckily, Chandler instead still had sporting ability, as it substituted his shyness during his first appearance in this iconic upload. The goal of the video was to break basketball records, in which Chandler spoke just 8 basic words. Here's the record and here's where we're doing. Despite his limited dialogue, Chandler broke a record for the world's longest behind the back shot. It's weird to think that Chandler holds a world record. So this is how Chandler joined the crew.
Is this actually recorded? Like, let me see. What is that move called? Oh crap. God, these tabs, man, they're annoying sometimes. Backhand something like that. So who holds the record for the backhand shot basketball? Joshua Walker takes the...
This is the world's longest basketball shot.
With his backhand? No, never mind.
Yep.
I don't even want to see it going. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't care. All right, I've seen way too many of those shots already. I'm pretty sure I saw that world record. Okay, just for you guys. Okay, fuck, man.
This is the world's longest basketball shot. This is the world's longest
give me the... Fuck.
This is the world's longest basketball shot. Yep.
There, you guys happy? Yeah. Nobody even cared, okay? There's nobody here. But still, just in case you guys are watching this like on a video, like, why didn't you play the whole video, bro? What the fuck do I look like, man? Do I look like somebody who cares about somebody who okay, that was a pretty cool shot, okay? Welcome to live chat. Remember to go... Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought this was a comment that was trying to talk crap about me. My bad. All right.
Well, kind of. Chandler didn't show his face for a year and a half after, only occasionally being heard behind the camera.
I feel like a bagel would be kind of waterproof anyway.
Yeah. That would be until this video here, when Chandler became a MrBeast contestant purely because they had no one else.
What made them decide to put you in?
There was uneven people. You cut a circle into fourths, and they just only had 3.
They had 3 people, and they were like, "Who do we grab?" They're looking around, and you were just there.
As mentioned, the challenge featured a circle cut into 4 quarters, and the last person to leave won $10,000. Each contestant had a $100 budget, through which Chandler became likable, but only because he was also kind of stupid. While Chris, Tyler, and Garrett spent their $100 on tents and beds, Chandler instead simply bought a camping chair.
Chandler, that was the poorest decision ever. I'm talking about buying a fucking chair.
Spending the rest of his money on snacks.
Chandler spent like $6 on fruit roll-ups, but $5 on his chair.
Oreos, that's gonna help me survive.
Hey, I got beef jerky too.
Garrett mattress, Chris tent, Tyler tent, Chandler gushers.
What did your money go to, man?
I got gushers.
Chandler was therefore ready to leave instantly.
So Chandler said he really doesn't kind of want to do this anymore? Chandler's now trying to sell off his snacks. $30 a snack, he says, like he's a freaking airplane.
Yet he managed to outlast both Chris and Garrett whilst delivering some stupid but funny lines. Chandler eventually lost to Tyler after 36 hours, but with comments like "I wanted Chandler to win" and "Chandler in more videos," people demanded that he return.
Yeah, people really liked him. And
Oh, wow.
And Chandler all of a sudden just starts popping in more and more videos, and people are like, "We like Chandler. We like Chandler."
He'd therefore bring his one-liners to the very next challenge.
Can I throw my poop this time? Sure, actually. Go ahead.
Although after again losing, something became obvious. Chandler was terrible at winning these challenges, so much they introduced his family just to help him win.
Since Chandler lost the last 2, his dad came to show Chandler how it's done.
Chandler's dad Todd became a regular in the videos, also being Chandler's lifeline whenever he needed help.
So Chandler's dad said if he felt like not doing it, then give him a call and he'd motivate him.
Which turned into random contestants also using Todd's advice.
I'm feeling great, but I think we should call your dad.
Yeah, you need some support.
I need some support.
Todd's description further suggested Chandler came from a Christian household, and that Chandler was part of a very big family, most of whom featured in Last to Leave Ramen Noodle Pool wins $20,000.
This episode is a little different because it's all Chandler's family. Those are his sisters, this is his brother.
As a gimmick, Chandler's brother Zach
I was about to say, damn, that looks kind of like Chandler.
became a member of Mr. Bro.
Those are his sisters.
Yeah, that looks like looks different for sure.
This is his brother.
As a gimmick, Chandler's brother Zach became a member of Mr. Bro, winning way more challenges than Chandler ever could. In fact, more than a year had passed since Chandler was first hired, and he still hadn't won even one single challenge.
He's competed in all of these challenges you see on the screen, and he lost every single one of them.
Memes began to spread about Chandler failing to win.
When Chandler dropped out of the challenges, you're in the end game now.
Even our fridge can make fun of Chandler. Look, Chandler trying to win a challenge. Losing on purpose so we can make memes out of him.
Although it turns out this was gold for the MrBeast channel.
Mr. Beast gaining a lot of traction at the same time as these challenges taking off, as the same time as Chandler joining the crew. Now all of a sudden, challenges is kind of, you know, Mr. Beast never did challenges. For a little bit, that's kind of all it was.
As mentioned by Carl, Chandler being in the videos came with a massive increase in MrBeast viewership as challenges became the channel's main focus. Still, Jimmy offered extra incentives to help Chandler win.
If he wins this one, he gets 50 grand. Everyone else only gets 20 grand because like Chandler never wins.
Leading to his first ever victory 13 months after starting.
What are you gonna buy with all this money?
I don't know. I've never had this much before.
Chandler then won the next challenge, and another after that, before he'd face a serious problem. Chandler was still just a part-time employee, as professional baseball was still the main dream. That would be until Jimmy gave him an ultimatum.
They were like, hey, we don't need part-time people anymore. Either you are full-time or you go back to college. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I had to make a decision either to just kill my dream and go work for MrBeast, which I did.
Chandler therefore announced that he'd dropped out of college.
Damn, that's crazy.
Which turned out to be his smartest choice, as exactly 1 year later he'd win the private island. Chandler went on to sell it for roughly $800,000.
Only reason I couldn't keep the island, guys, is because of taxes. The government will make you pay taxes on something you could get for free, and I didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay on taxes.
Although despite the impressive windfall, people noticed he was appearing in the content less frequently. Is Chandler doing okay? He looked sick in the latest hide and seek video. and he seems to be less and less a part of any of the content. Did he go through something personal, or is he just not as interested in the channel? I've noticed that too. I don't know if it's a personal issue, or it's cause of the dynamic of the group. A different post read, after seeing less and less of an appearance of Chandler and more of Carl, I start to think that maybe Chandler is either leaving, or he's just not good enough. At around the same time, Chandler supposedly uploaded a video titled "Why I Left MrBeast Videos," which explained, "I've left the MrBeast team due to complications with content policy. I had a great time making videos with everyone, and I would like to share some of my favorite moments from the channel, although this was totally fake." On the other hand, people began to clickbait that Chandler had gotten fired.
So Chandler from MrBeast has allegedly been fired for selling the private island that MrBeast gifted to him. Watch to the end, this is crazy.
Although the reality...
Everybody, like anybody who's a scammer on YouTube, like those are it's like a script. Like these guys pass it down from scammer to scammer, and then they just modify it a little bit. But that is definitely like a scammer phrase or a script. That's funny though, man.
Was much more depressing. Chandler had sadly died. YouTube star and associate of MrBeast, Chandler Hallow, shot dead whilst filming stunt for video. The article featured a picture of Chandler just a few weeks before his death and was supposedly written by Mark Savage, who was certainly surprised to see it. This is totally fake. I never wrote such a story, although Chandler then confirmed the headline was true, tweeting, "Just found out I died. So when I saw you last night, it must have been a ghost." Obviously, Chandler hadn't died, as only 4 months later he'd announced he'd gotten married, although this had come with its own bit of drama. The photos had everyone from MrBeast's crew, except for perhaps the most notable person. Why didn't MrBeast come to Chandler's wedding?
Damn, I'm telling you, man, it has to be because MrBeast has like this attitude of just like, you're either in on it or you're not, you know, and like he has an exclusive group of people. If you're not a part of his group, or you don't do what he... Again, this is all speculation, okay? Based off of Dogpack's video. Again, he's priming to think this, okay, that's his fault, okay, not mine. Okay, but if we were to go back and we were to reference, you know, Dogpack's video, it would probably be because, you know, he has a certain way he likes to handle his crew, his circle of friends, you know? You're either in on it or you're not, you know?
A video talking about the drama gained 11 million views.
Chandler from MrBeast got married, but MrBeast himself did not appear at his friend's wedding.
Until MrBeast himself addressed why he couldn't come. Adorable, wish I didn't get sick.
Again, you know, like MrBeast has a tendency of doing stuff like this. You'll just like leave it at a very ambiguous thing, at least according to Dogpack's video. But again, this is still, you know, up for debate, you know, so...
Judging by other comments such as, "My life wish is to be the same kind of man that Chandler is. Getting married only made him more respected," bolstered by something else that Chandler started doing. After 1 full year with 0 TikTok uploads, Chandler posted the following video.
Recently, the Lord has put it on my heart to start sharing, you know, some of the things that I've learned, and I'm gonna start doing daily verses.
As mentioned, he planned on reading daily Bible verses, many of which have gone extremely viral. This genuinely takes so much courage to do in your position. W. Chandler. Even those who aren't religious seem to love what Chandler's doing. However, there's another type of comment that's rampant through his videos. Why aren't you on MrBeast anymore? Why did Chandler leave MrBeast? Did he leave MrBeast or not? Which is being repeated in many viral videos. Chandler quitting MrBeast? Where is Chandler from MrBeast? Chandler officially quits MrBeast team. The videos talk about Chandler in this video here, during which Chandler seems extremely bored while filming and ends up leaving the challenge before it's even finished.
Where has he been and what is he doing?
He definitely hasn't left the crew, as he only just featured in the world's deadliest obstacle course, but people are definitely noticing that he's appearing less frequently.
Probably getting paid a good amount of money just to continue the appearances. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation, you know. Obviously, you know, when you're trying to protect yourself on a brand, that could be the potential reason. Or Chandler really is just somebody who just not built. He's built different, you know. Well, actually, he's not built different. He's built just like a person, you know. MrBeast is the one that's built different, you know. So yeah, when it comes to like YouTube and creating content, it could definitely like take a toll on a person, you know. Especially like when you've given up on damn man, he gave up on his dream. Just thinking about that probably eats him up in a bit, in some way, you know. All right, what else? What else we got? This other video. Let me see. Let's watch Mr. Tom Dark.
Part 3 of Dogpack 404's expose series on Mr.
He probably did like some good research on it for sure. So, and this is a 50-minute video, so let's go ahead and watch this.
Beast was set to come out on the 25th of August 2024, and I was like really hyped for it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
This video was recorded before Dogpack released Part 3.
Dogpack said that there are 3 main issues that have been postponing its release. Firstly, he needs to get the video approved by the victims' legal teams before he posts it. Apparently, the video is also age restricted upon upload, which would completely destroy its visibility, so he wants to get that sorted out. And he also wants to wait to release some information after Jimmy responds, so he's editing the video a bit. Now, I personally think that he should not wait for Jimmy to respond, because with some serious allegations here, it's kind of important to get it out. Like,
wait, he has to have a plan as to why he's doing this, though. I don't know. I probably wouldn't question his methods, just because, I don't know. This is Dogpack. He's put a lot of effort into this, so I'm really wondering why he's doing this. I'm sure that it has something to do with like the people who probably want to give him permission to speak up first. He's probably waiting for those responses.
You know, as soon as possible to prevent further victims of whatever the purported crimes may be from happening. Like, if this stuff is still ongoing at the company, it's good to like get the information out so it doesn't happen again. But obviously it does make sense to wait for the approval of the victims and their legal teams before it gets released. I just feel like saving ammo for later may be somewhat cringe, but whatever. What we're talking about today is not the leaked document written by Mr. Beast, which describes his strategies around creating content. I already covered that, and it's on the Tom Dark Live channel if you want to see my reaction to it. Instead, we're going over a Google document initially released by Dogpack 404. It's become a big subject of conversation recently due to it having some interesting sections. Sections which were initially planned to be a part of the first video about Mr. Beast, but were ultimately removed entirely.
And multiple people at Mr. Beast talked to me about this theory as if they legitimately believe there is a chance that Mr. Beast is the Antichrist.
I believe to be highly unethical and illegal practices at the company. This document contains evidence for part 1 of this ongoing investigation. Here is the video I made on this part of the investigation. Why am I doing this? Money? None of this is monetized. I'm happy to make $0 off of this and then switch industries. Actually, after being let go from Mr. Beast, I was immediately hired by one of Jimmy's friends at the same rate. I stopped working for him by choice on July 19th, 5 days ago at the time of writing. So I'm actually losing money to do this. Clout? I've been in this industry for 10 years. I started as an on-camera personality, but switched to being behind the scenes, and I've enjoyed that life more. I've worked with big influencers, but always avoided the camera like the plague. Who did this guy work for? I'm so curious who this guy has worked for. Has he been on-camera talent in other videos and I just haven't found it? Kind of off topic, but I'm super curious about the history of Dogpack 404. I have no active personal social media, so I don't think I'm motivated by clout. I'm not responding to DMs or inquiries from the media, opting instead for Reddit AMAs since they aren't monetized and everything is permanent in writing. I'm an open book. Sometimes I get small details wrong, but I won't hide any mistakes. And then he follows up here saying, try getting a straight answer from Mr. Beast on any of these accusations, saying, well, I'm an open book, but Mr. Beast is not. My reason for doing this is that I believe Mr. Beast is a corrupt organization that is bad for humanity, despite their glowing public image. I've been consistent before I got hired that I believe children use YouTube as a form of play, the evolved way to learn and practice skills for later life. I've studied play at length, and I would consider myself a first-generation iPad kid, so I understand firsthand the role content can play in a person's development. I think I'm probably a first-generation iPad kid too. I remember, I think at one point, I don't know if I stole my mom's credit card when I was like 9 or 10, but I think I definitely used her payment method without permission to purchase gems on Clash of Clans. It was a fun time, okay? Shout out any iPad children out there. So I was often appalled when higher-ups at the company would talk about sophisticated ways to exploit children's psychological development for their own gain, while disregarding the well-being of those children. Recently, grooming allegations came out against Mr. Beast's co-star Chris Tyson. I believe the company was aware of evidence against Chris Tyson long before these accusations came out, and they chose to protect her and try to cover up the evidence for a long time. All right, well, big claim there. Hopefully there's some, definitive stuff there. I mean, obviously we know Mr. Beast at the very least knew that Chris was a fan of Shadman, but beyond that, I don't believe we have any definitive proof that Mr. Beast knew what Chris was up to. He was in that Chris Tyson server. They got a lot of, conversation around it, including from people like me. But to me, there wasn't anything that showed definitively he knew everything that was going on there, like the ages of the people there. It's very possible, but I just don't know. All right, this section is titled Mr. Beast's Secret Formula. 1, condition the viewer to see Mr. Beast as a trusted authority. 2, show the viewer that loyal followers are given big rewards by Mr. Beast. And 3, call on the viewer to act and promise big rewards in return. And based on that, we have a graphic of the 3 major types of behavioral learning. We have classical conditioning, which is a neutral stimulus is associated with a natural response. Then we have observational learning, which is learning occurs through observation and imitation of others, and they have here a a graphic of a guy with a shirt, you know, I guess this kid's dad, and then the kid is following him by imitating him, right? And then we have operant conditioning, like with, you know, Pavlov's dog, if you guys know that from whatever science class you took in high school. And you have a rat that's pushing a lever and getting food, and it says a response is increased or decreased due to reinforcement or punishment. Then we have a few sources titled lie detector test, parentheses, he never lies. And if we click that, we get a moment here from a Mr. Beast video. The video is titled I paid a lie detector to investigate my friends.
Boys, you ready?
Born ready!
Hang on a second. Dogpack, right? That's his name. Dogpack. And follow that as well. They say he has a document here. Leaked document. Watch here. No. You take these claims so seriously that it took you 2 weeks to respond. You said I was on drugs, threatening to sue me, conducted the largest cover-up in YouTube history, and now you want my help? Who the hell is this? Oh, this is the guy who tried to discredit Dogpack, huh? I'm receiving many DMs corroborating very serious accusations of SH, SA, and S coercion. Occurring within the company, hearing these stories from both former contestants and employees alike. Anything you would care to address, or are you just interested in talking about raccoons and discrediting my character? Hey, the company take these claims extremely seriously. This is Stephanie. She works at Quinn Manual, the company we hired to do an independent investigation. And she asked if you could send over anything to help with the investigation. What the fuck? No, that's a dumb move. I know that Dogpack's not gonna do that. That's a dumb move. I can confirm that Mr. Beast regularly steals ideas and doesn't give compensation or credit. Jimmy even says in podcasts that all the ideas come out of his head, which is false. He literally has an ideation department. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know where Tom Dark got access to that document, but whatever, man. We'll just listen to him. Yeah, we'll just listen to him. There's no problem. Oh, by the way, who's he following? Aha, he's following Mr. Beast. Okay.
Ready, Freddy.
Jimmy, do you actually think that Hershey's is disgusting?
Yes. 10,000 times more yes.
That is 10,000 times true.
Okay, so I guess here we're just getting him talking about how Hershey sucks. I will say, listen, Mr. Beast, you can say what you want, buddy, but I personally think that your chocolate bar tastes like Dookie, okay? Tastes really bad. Are you subscribed? Parentheses, original.
You know, it tasted good until I saw the prize, then it tasted bad. I got a prize and it was just a video, Mr. Beast video that is exclusive. Nobody else could see it and we're the only ones who saw it. I remember we opened one up and if you just follow the barcode and instructions, it'll lead you to a crappy video with no editing, no actual special effects. It's just gonna be him sitting on a throne talking about, yeah, these are delicious.
In Mr. Beast marathon.
What's going on? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as whatever.
On enlarged shoes video.
It's not like anybody's watching this anyway, so.
You said you're subscribed to me?
Yeah.
Prove it. As you can see here, he is subscribed. Here's some money.
Oh my God.
Are you guys subscribed?
No.
No? Oh, darn. Okay, I'm gonna get back to my marathon. Hit that subscribe button because you might bump into me in real life and it might make you a lot of money.
Wow. These guys, they probably were fake, man. They probably were fake.
Is he subscribed? You are subscribed. Here's some money. Have a good day.
So this is showing, I guess, basically the operant conditioning of someone is offered a reward in exchange for an action. So like, you know, the rat pushes the lever, he gets the food. This person is subscribed, so they get the money. This one I think actually could be more imitation because he doesn't offer money to the people who aren't subscribed. He just says, hey, you know, you're already subscribed, so you get the reward. So therefore the other people should imitate, you know, him. Children presumably should imitate him because they could get money is the implication there, I think. And then we have a link that says exploring the influences of YouTubers on adolescents' identity. So this looks like it's a report, some kind of study from the Department of Educational Sciences, and it's going over the effects that YouTubers can have on a child adolescent.
What? I want him to say it again.
Wait. Of YouTubers on adolescents' identity. So this looks like it's a report.
The YouTube effect on adolescents, exploring the influences of YouTubers on adolescents' identity construction. This qualitative research study investigates the influence of YouTubers on adolescents' identity construction by exploring interactions between YouTubers and adolescents. Towards this goal, this study intended to examine YouTubers' role as adolescents lives in terms of mindset and daily practices. In this interpretive phenomenological study and analysis of the data collected from 10 adolescents through semi-structured interviews revealed that YouTubers guided adolescents to become integrated into society by noticing the similar aspects of their identity, such as feelings, thoughts, and beliefs. Furthermore, YouTubers have been found to assist adolescents to discover their individuality through their videos and comments of other viewers on these videos. Also, it has been observed that the exploration option and range of social interactions extended thanks to the YouTubers. However, adolescents sometimes overly identified themselves with the YouTuber, imitating them and implementing the YouTuber's recommendations without questioning.
Some kind of study from the Department of Educational Sciences, and it's going over the effects that YouTubers can have on a child adolescent. So we'll read the summary here. Abstract. This qualifies in adolescent and common.
I already read it to you guys.
So we'll read the implications and conclusion section from this study. In this section, we discuss the implications of our study by addressing two questions. One, what do adolescents' interactions with YouTubers teach us about the uses of media literacy? And two, what does the role YouTubers play in adolescents' life suggest for the development of media literacies and for further research? The first question is theoretical. It seeks an improved understanding of conceptual foundations of dialogue as reflected in the lives of adolescents. The second question, which focuses on practical implications, is considered in terms of how adolescents can be empowered with effective critical skills to use YouTube for their benefit. In the previous section, we described that adolescents are affected from YouTubers during their identity development in terms of both the construction process and the outcomes. Predominantly, it was seen that adolescents quite benefit from YouTubers and their videos in the identity formation process because YouTubers enhance the exploration opportunities for adolescents and expand their interaction zone. Moreover, YouTubers pave the way for personal growth for adolescents by allowing for perspective-taking skills, proving information in many topics, and acting like a personal life coach. All of these help adolescents explore themselves more deeply and influence their decision-making process in real life. Furthermore, YouTubers assist adolescents to be coherently integrated into the society by helping adolescents feel like they belong to the same group, thus having some sort of social approval. So essentially they're saying like the parasocial relationship the child audience has with the YouTuber, if they feel like they have things in common with that YouTuber, then they feel like there's like a greater world out there of people who have things in common with them that they can interact with, and it benefits them in that way, right? That's what this conclusion of this study is saying. In addition, YouTubers...
Really? That sounds like very basic. Because I mean, that whole same summary sounds like it could be applied to like even adults as well. You know what, let's go ahead and finish it before I look it up, because actually let me go ahead and type it up before I forget the question. So do kids and adults have similar I guess responses? No, what's the term they used? Let me go ahead and get rid of these. Boom. This is highly integrated into society. Oh, okay. Let me go ahead and ask the question like this. What effect do YouTubers have on kids and adults? It's very, very broad, but I mean, it would probably lead us somewhere. So let's go ahead and finish this before I look it up.
Enable adolescents to notice their unique characteristics, such as having distinct reactions to YouTubers' discourse or behavior. These findings indicated that YouTubers contribute to fundamental dimensions of identity notion. However, the present study also showed that YouTubers might hinder the identity exploration process because adolescents identify themselves with YouTubers more than they should, and they renounce their individuality for the sake of being like the YouTubers they follow. Ugh, man, we got a lot of reading.
I think that also applies to like cartoon characters as well, because I don't know if you guys know this, but like, Naruto, right? Pretty cool characters. There's one character named Itachi Uchiha, bro. Let me find out, bro. I wanted to be like that guy so bad, man, that like I would like, how like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like that specific character Itachi, he has like this very serious demeanor. He has like this like collar that just covers like half his face. I thought that shit was so sick, dude. And I tried to copy his personality, and I remember through high school I was just like, walking around like with that serious mode, because I wanted to be like that guy. I completely abandoned my personality, although it wasn't permanent, but still, like, I tried so hard to imitate his personality because I thought that would make me cool, that would make bitches fall over me, but like, no, that didn't happen. If anything, it's pretty cringe, No one even paid. I don't even think anybody noticed. Like I remember some guy when I introduced myself to some new person, like we shook hands. He's like, "My name is David." And I said, "My name is Itachi," and I just immediately remember that's not my name, and I had to tell him my real name. But
It was also found that adolescents' daily practices and mindsets are highly affected by YouTubers' thoughts and suggestions. One of the most striking findings of the study is that in spite of the findings mentioned above, adolescents stated that they are not affected from YouTubers, which indicates an urgent need to increase the awareness of adolescents. So the kids apparently don't even realize that they do have some, effect had on them by YouTubers and their behavior and their thought process, stuff like that. Considering the second research question, adolescents engage with YouTubers' videos through subscribing.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think of it, yeah, I was like, not an adolescent, but I was a teenager, so I was still quite impressionable. Now I know that I should not abandon my beliefs, but obviously not everybody is like that, They're still primed and influenced by a lot of influencers. That's why influencer marketing is a big deal. I just want to go ahead and say that. I know, kind of off topic. Okay, anyways, bye.
Process, stuff like that. Considering the second research question, adolescents engage with YouTubers' videos through subscribing, following, commenting, or emailing. They find a chance to meet their social needs, such as social approval, acceptance, and sense of belonging, by watching particular YouTubers and participating in the virtual world they have created. Moreover, adolescents also prefer to watch YouTubers' videos in order to disregard their actual needs. That is, adolescents, as the findings revealed, watch YouTubers to ignore their boredom, loneliness, and frustration. Yeah, escapism essentially, right? They ignore their typical problems in real life that they may be facing in exchange for, I'll just put on a YouTube video, don't worry about it. That's what we're...
That too, but also, I think that a lot of people just, when they look at these words, let's go ahead and look back at these words. Okay, so boredom, loneliness, and frustration. Okay, these are some problems that a lot of people never really figure out or even solve. So it's not just that they're like looking for escapism. I think that they're just putting they're putting not only problems but opportunities as well aside, because boredom, believe it or not, is actually good for you. When you have boredom, it allows you to want to discover new things about yourself. You want to go out there and you want to try perhaps art, music, if you want to play an instrument. Loneliness, this isn't always bad. You can sit there, ponder on your thoughts, who you are as a person, probably think about a certain scenario, simulate what it's like to talk to a girl. Would it go well? How would you talk to them? And frustrations, I think that having a bit of frustration is good. I think having a understanding that you're not always going to be good at something, and having a healthy way of just handling it. You're putting all of that aside for just a YouTube video. So that, it does come at a cost, but yeah, nonetheless, I feel like there's more to it than just boredom, loneliness, and frustration, or ignoring it.
And frustration. Yeah, escapism essentially, right? They ignore their typical problems in real life that they may be facing in exchange for, I'll just put on a YouTube video, don't worry about it. That's what we're doing here, guys. Okay, that's what you do with me. I know it. Therefore, this study proposed that YouTubers take the place of emotional pacifiers for soothing unpleasant feelings. Virtual friend achieved. This study indicated that adolescents resort to YouTubers' videos and comments in order to gain self-knowledge. They try to start out their position among the same group, and to what extent their thoughts and behaviors are coherent when compared to others. This indicates that they could not receive sufficient feedback from their immediate social environment. The findings call for further research to explore the underlying reasons of why adolescents resort to social media platforms to gain self-knowledge. Therefore, various counseling programs aiming to gain awareness, blah, 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 blah. Essentially what they're saying here is like they want to do more research into this, but there seems to be a trend of adolescents, teenagers, kids, whatever you want to call them, instead of finding themselves through the real world, they choose to find themselves through the online world because it's a much easier avenue. And on top of that, the, finding themselves through the online world and like how that may affect their personal sense of self is not really something they're aware of. They're not aware of the impact of social media on them.
Yep, because oftentimes social media is not real life, I'm sure that you guys already know Mr. Beast, he fucking fakes the majority of his videos, so I'm not fakes the majority of his videos, but like from Dogpack claiming that he fakes, his videos in some videos, some people look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's real life. That definitely does happen. Mr. Beast definitely does go up to people and, pays them if they're subscribed. Like that, for all we know, it could be, false, And then not only that, like I remember, because I have nephews as well, and they believe like certain things are real, but like I have to quickly like let them know, like, that's not real. I know I'm probably ruining it for them because, it's, childhood and stuff like that, but I can't help but think that if I don't intervene, I'm not a parent, but like if I don't intervene and let them know, like, hey, that's green screen, they could perhaps like jump off, think that they can also fly, like that's, I think that that's how accidents happen. How many times have we heard children like, you know, suffer some sort of fatality because like they try to mimic Naruto's I don't know, sexy jutsu, you know, or freaking WWE. How many boys got hurt because they tried to do a suplex or a choke slam or even tombstone? Bro, a lot of that shit is fucked up stuff, man. So I think it's very important that we help other people understand, especially kids, because they're very impressionable, that a lot of this stuff is fake, you know? So if you're one of those people that are like, you're ruining their childhood, bro, ooh, let me find out, bro. I'll bitch slap your dumb ass. All right.
Going surfing on the internet.
All right, we're gonna get back to the document at hand, but I thought that was an interesting excerpt to, you know, see how research has informed Dogpack's videos. Here we have a section called Fake Videos, and Dogpack shows one specific thumbnail of train versus giant pit, and then we have this guy saying, "Hey, Mr. Beast, Turkish YouTuber Borak Gungor, what a Turkish name, Jesus, said your last video is CGI and totally fake. What do you want to say to him?" Mr. Beast says, "I clicked and watched a bit. He said the buses we dropped in the pit are not real, but I don't know how I'd even fake that if I wanted to." I mean, obviously, you make like a 3D animation of it, right? They do this in movies all the time. How do they make Iron Man fly? How could I even fake that? Well, you 3D animate it, right? And then we have screenshots from the video that seem to indicate that it is fake, just like, you know, CGI effects they're using, right? He says this video used tons of deceptive CGI, but Jimmy denied it on Twitter.
Have you ever faked a video?
No. But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker. It's just a guy. This whole room is fake. This contestant is an actor and a secret employee at Mr. Beast. They had him dive through this fake door twice. This line is scripted. This action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
And then we have a screenshot of World's Most Dangerous Trap, this video from Mr. Beast. Then we have a picture of this guy called Mac Hopkins. It says he's the YouTube editor at the Airac channel, which is another big channel on YouTube. And then we have a picture of XQC reacting to a Mr. Beast video where the caption here is, "I don't know how I'd fake that if I wanted to, lol." And that's Mr. Beast's quote, basically. And we see this, I'd say, pretty clearly, like, fake shot of a bunch of spikes in the spike pit.
Dogpack. Hang on a second. No, we can't say that. Come on. Like, I mean, now we can say that because, you know, we have somebody like Dogpack that's confirming that, you know, some of these videos are fake. But, like, considering Mr. Beast's budget, like, I probably wouldn't have thought that these were fake at all. Like, if anything, I thought these were, like, made of foam, you know? Or something like that, to like, or not even foam, but like, I don't know, man. Like, now that I think of it, yeah, because I never really thought about Mr. Beast's videos because I was never one of those people that, like, you know, really paid attention to Mr. Beast at all. But like, you know, looking back at this, like, and now that I question it, I think to myself, like, man, if this was real, this looks like a pretty like heavy lawsuit for Mr. Beast, because you could look like you can get hurt in this, you know, if this was real. But obviously it's CGI apparently. But like, you know, but I would have thought they were made of foam if, like, I thought that, you know, this was fake, not CGI.
Pretty clearly, like, fake shot of a bunch of spikes in the spike pit.
That's crazy though, that XQC. I don't know if XQC really said that. I don't know how I'd even fake that if I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Pretty clearly, like, fake shot of a bunch of spikes in the spike pit. Dogpack writes, this video also used terrible CGI. The contestant is Mac Hopkins, former editor for Airac. Now he's a secret employee at Mr. Beast. Allegedly, he was an employee during this video. I've also heard rumors that this was part of his compensation. However, that seems speculative to me. Many actions and lines were scripted. Same with all the other Mac videos. Note Mac's involvement in faking videos with Airac, also doxing and bullying a pilot, and lying about giving 10 grand to a fake struggling town during COVID. And he links a video here from a channel called Soggy Cereal, another commentary channel on YouTube titled Airac, lying, doxing, and fake donations.
Where the entire premise of the challenge is built on the charitable act of our selfless hero Airac, risking his life traveling over 38 miles of ice trying to get to a small town called The Angle, which had a completely ravaged economy because of COVID and zero tourism as a result.
Due to COVID restrictions in Canada, The Angle has turned into an island where nobody can come in and nobody can leave. Now they've lost over $10 million worth of normal tourist money. So our goal is to somehow get to The Angle and spend the most amount of money. Empty my bank account type of money.
So before they start the challenge, they first go to the northernmost point in the US.
The boys, we had to get shuttled 2.5 hours to the most northern point of the United States,
where they assemble special ice bikes. And see those cabins over there? Well, I need you guys to help me out, be my co-detectives, and remember what they look like, because they'll be very important later on.
We did it.
The Angle! The
angle.
And instantly our selfless heroes start talking about how they're going to be spending all of this money and selflessly support the struggling and bankrupting family businesses in the angle.
Now that we have made it to the angle, as I had previously mentioned, the goal was to empty the entire Iraq bank account in order to give back to the lack of tourism in the angle. So we had a lot of work to do.
So first of all, they paid a few $1,000s for these extremely nice cabins. Wait a second. Those cabins over there? Well, remember what they look like. These look like the same cabins as where they assembled the ice bikes. These are the exact same cabins in the same exact resort as where they assembled the ice bikes. Called the Sportsman Lodge Resort, which isn't located in the angle, but in Wheeler's Point, Baudette, a town 200,000 feet away from the angle. Yeah, Eric, I know about the Sportsman Lodge Resort. You sweating yet?
Then he shows other screenshots. Here we have this one that says, I survived 7 days in an abandoned city. Then we have a picture from the video and it says, these buildings do not exist. And it says, world's most famous YouTuber, Mr. Beast, closes off area for filming in Croatia. So this is like an article title from Croatia Week in the entertainment category. We have a picture of Mr. Beast tweeting out the video saying it's an abandoned city. And the community note says, the city is not abandoned. It was locked to the public for shooting the video. Furthermore, the 7 days were not consecutive as some team members suffered medical problems. Other than claimed in the video, the hotel is accessible directly by car, not just by helicopter. And then we have a screenshot of the video and it shows various locations that were used here. We have another screenshot of the video which shows the hotel, I guess, that was supposedly abandoned. And then we have a picture of an Uber app showing that you can in fact Uber from Kupari to the Dubrovnik airport, showing that you can actually travel there and it's not that difficult. And then Dogpack captions this with, not an abandoned city, 7 days were not consecutive, there was no lurker. And it does seem to me like, this is ultimately true. I think this video was faked, Then we have screenshots from this video titled ages 1 to 100 decide who wins 250 grand. And we have pictures of various contestants, screenshots from the video, and it says,
okay, I mean, I get it. Like, is he just gonna go through all these videos and like showcase how all of them were fake?
the link an article from Timeline of Events. Obviously, I wasn't trying to make you look bad. Just give me a time and we can chat. I'm not mad or anything. Just want to help. And she seemed like she didn't want to help in that situation.
Why did you lie? Why did you say in the video that you found Logan Paul literally 1 minute before Zach? I outlasted Logan and was proud of what I accomplished. It actually built some confidence in myself that wasn't there before. Eee, damn.
And Dogpack goes on to
Mr. Beast accused of editing out YouTuber Rosanna Pansino from Creator Games. You know what's crazy? That she gained just that little bit of confidence, but like Mr. Beast took it away, obviously because it was rigged. And not only that, I'm pretty sure that, and like here's the thing, okay? She is absolutely angry. As you guys know, on Twitter, she has been going after Mr. Beast. And she, like, now I feel like she's already made it her new career to go after Mr. Beast because she constantly posts about Mr. Beast and attempts to expose Mr. Beast. I feel like she's really, truly upset because of, like, the amount of hate that she got when she spoke out. And see, that's another reason why a lot of people are so afraid to speak out, because they know for a fact that if you don't have the evidence for any of this stuff and it's not tangible, people are going to come after you. Like that one guy, I forgot what his name is, Pegasus. Pegasus, he ended up not too long ago, I think like 4 weeks ago, ended up apologizing to Rosanna Pansino because he accused her of or like back then, at least when she first brought it up to light. Apparently, like, he's apologizing because he said that she was obsessed with Mr. Beast because she lost and she couldn't hit number one because whatever creator came in first place took it from her. Yeah, you see, that's the thing though, man. Like, that's the reason why a lot of people don't want to come out. But these are the same people that talk about, like, if something like that happened, I think it's important for them to speak out. Well, yeah, when they speak out, like, they could potentially face the consequence of being ridiculed by the entire internet, So, yeah, that's pretty messed up, man. But let's go ahead and continue.
The link an article from Time Magazine talking about this. Now we have a video titled 50 YouTubers Fight for $1 Million. This is one of the more recent videos on the Mr. Beast channel. Here we have a clip titled Ludwig shares his opinion on how this video was rigged in favor of Logan Paul and KSI.
I think this might be the right time to bring up my conspiracy theory. Okay? I have a conspiracy theory, or maybe I should say I had a conspiracy theory, that this competition in some way was rigged for Logan Paul. I'll explain. I told you guys earlier, 48 of the 50 people rode to the site together on a bus. 2 of the people who didn't were Logan Paul and KSI. They were already at the building, which I found weird, all right? Now, for this first challenge, he knew that it was basketball. I don't know how he knew. He might have got it from a guard. But all the contestants, there's starting to be whispers that the first challenge was basketball related. Logan knew that. All right? I thought that was weird that he knew that. And that now everyone else knew that it was basketball related. Okay? It continues. When there was the Squid Game challenge, he walked up to this group after, I believe her name is Lexi Rivera, said to, I think, Ray and someone else, I forget exactly who's in this group, she said, I want to leave, give me the umbrella. Lexi Rivera said that. Logan joined the group after that was said. All right? I've heard whispers that this is what happened. Okay? So he knew, this is before, by the way, we knew it was Squid Game. All right, it's in Logan's video.
In Jadion's vlog, it's confirmed that at least KSI had prior knowledge of one of the challenges. Personally, I believe here he's telling a half-truth here.
I'm intrigued as to what some of the challenges are. I know what one of them is. What? Our biggest fan for all of us. And they're going to come out, and then Jimmy's going to be like, if you can make this free throw, you give your fan gets a savage job.
Logan Paul also clearly acts in a way that would indicate he has knowledge, but is trying to pretend that he does not. Like when he instantly folds on, I don't think we should team up, or when he's overly vocal about the fact he doesn't know this challenge was a cooking challenge. Is it an escape room? I would bet my life savings he knew. Perhaps Mr. Beast has some
it's okay.
unannounced association with Prime, so he's financially incentivized to boost Logan Paul and KSI's brand. I'm not sure.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. Like, whenever like somebody ends up having an advantage and they're like meant to look good, like it always end up looking good for their brand, and this is why I know it's a kind of unrelated, but like when you I don't know if you guys have heard, but like supposedly The Rock, Jason Statham, I think that's his last name, and then Vin Diesel, I think, I'm not 100% on this if it was Vin Diesel or not, but I know that like a lot of these actors, they would fight over who would win in the fight in the movie when it came to Fast and Furious. And the reason why is because perception is absolutely important. Perception is what makes your brand stand out, because a lot of people have that idea of like, if he doesn't lose, then that means that he's the winner. I want to be attracted to a winner. I like a winner. Really, I know a lot of people say like, oh, it makes a person more relatable when they lose. But let me see. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that so we can build a conclusive argument on this. So, do people like winners more than losers, or the opposite? I feel like people like losers more than winners, but I want to see just to make sure. One thing that separates the winners from the losers, no, winner and loser effects in human competition evidence. Science Direct. Let's see, winner and loser effects in human competition evidence from equally matched tennis players. Animals winning an agnostic encounter are more likely to win their next encounter, while losers are less likely, even when controlling for motivation and physical size. No, this is not what I was looking for. Is it better to be a winner or a loser? Feeling like a winner changes what you think is fair. Winners and losers have the same goals. Our winners looked the perception of losing and winning. The perception of losing and winning can be influenced by a number of factors, including loss aversion, a cognitive bias that causes people to feel the pain of loss twice as much as the pleasure of winning. This can lead to people who avoid losses at all costs. Closeness of the result, feedback after winning and losing, brain changes after winning. Winning can cause physiological changes in the brain that increase the production of receptors or hormones of winning. Reframing decisions can no. Why losing is more important than winning. Okay, the science of losing. Harness the power of the small loss. The psychology of winning and losing. Victory is not only the key to social hierarchies, it is also determined mental functionality. No. Why winning isn't everything, nor is the only thing. The psychology of winning and losing. No. The effect of winning losing perception on consumers. Losing perception versus winning perception increases individuals' perceived personal mastery, increases their preference for family. Okay. Why do people like winners? How about that? There are many reasons why people like winners, including winning feels good. Winning can be important for us to go. Winners of things. I don't know how to ask this question. I don't know how to ask this question. I don't know, man. Oh well, if I figure it out, then we'll do like proper research on it. But like, I would like to think that one of the reasons why people are like, they look at people who are winners on a big screen, or maybe even in people they know, it's such a much better, it's a much better perception of that. But why did they do it? I don't know. I just know that it makes the brand just look much better, you know. But then again, The Rock is losing in almost every aspect now, because, you know, he's deemed as a liar, stuff like that, because he's already made it seem like he's gone to what, In and Out like 3 times, and he made it look like it was his first time every single time. So I don't know, so weird.
Fuck, this is so long. Now we have a video titled 7 Days Stranded at Sea. And we see the thumbnail there with Mr. Beast laying on like a castaway raft, basically. And then we have a screenshot of what says Day 5. During the Day 5 storm in this video, for a few frames at the end of...
So let me get this straight. So Dogpack is talking about uploading a vid right now. I don't want to overhype it. What is this?
Are you okay? Honestly, ad rates have plummeted. I've been neglecting this channel. I only do this for money. Like, I honestly could care less about you guys. Should I just like put this on camera for views?
Because, okay, so here's the thing, okay? The thing is that with Tom Dark's video, he's just going over all of the videos that could potentially be fake. At least that's what it looks like. It seems like there's a bunch of screen grabs here. Let me see.
This philanthropist is a fraud. Crypto, corruption, and controversy exposed. Let's talk about performative charity. The dark secret behind those Omaze giveaways, how money works. And then we have a bunch of other stuff linked here, like an article from Fast Company titled Mr. Beast took money from a Coke-linked organization for a YouTube video. And when they say Coke here, they mean the Koch family, which is a very big American kind of like oligarch. Came out against Mr. Beast co-star, you know, defend, but he was in that thing that authority. Section is type everything that was going on there, like the what Chris was a fan of, you know, and try to cover up the evidence for evidence. Recently, grooming allegations came out against Mr. Beast co-star Chris Tyson.
Where is that document at? Like, I'm trying to find it.
Probably a first generation iPad kid too. I remember, I think at one point, I don't. My reasoning, actually, removed entirely
in multiple.
See my reaction to it. Instead, we're going.
Here you go. Evidence doc. Okay, that's what I'm trying to look for. Is 24 2004. Where is it at? Okay. August 24. It was here, but it's not here anymore. Unless you got it pinned, which is not here. This is the pinned document. Oh, it's because it's linked. But who did he reply to? Actually, we can take a look at that here. Replies. August 24th. Not monetized. Let me see. It's because I just don't trust Twitter, man. Or actually, let me go ahead and like take this off really quick. Let me look for it here, because I don't trust it. I feel like I'm gonna end up, you know, coming across, you know, explicit content. I can't find it at all. I don't know where Tom Dark got that video or that screenshot from, but that's crazy. Okay, let me see if I type it at pack 444 evidence doc. Let's see. Ah, here it is. Found it. Finally, man. Who did he reply to? To his own video. Wait, but this is July 24th. Oh my God. It was July 24th, not August 24th. No wonder I couldn't find it. Okay. What the? Okay. So this is like an entire doc. YouTube endgame closing statement. YouTube's product is attention. Their customer is advertisers. To increase profits, they are not only financially incentivized to cultivate as much attention as possible, but also increase the value of that attention. So they can charge advertisers more for it. They can do this by promoting consumerism and impulse spending, especially to younger audiences who are more easily manipulated and will be customers for longer. This is literally how Mr. Beast increases his CPM by being family friendly and putting consumer words topics in the videos, including money, credit, card, spent. Another lucrative way YouTube can increase profits is by simply allowing AI content to eat more and more market share from human creators over time and decreasing the revenue split of AI generated content until the platform is large majority AI generated. Spotify has already been accused of promoting their own AI generated music. The issue is, okay, we get the point. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. What time is it right now? It's 2 hours already. Okay, this is a pretty interesting doc. I definitely want to keep this. So copy. Mr. Beast Dogpack. Boom. So yeah, we'll I think we'll call it there. But damn, this is a 2-hour video. And who is this from? BJ Investigates. I'm most likely gonna watch this tonight, and I'm probably gonna make a video on this. This is gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, man. I mean, we did a lot of Mr. Beast stuff. It was pretty interesting. Gotta understand a lot of stuff. So yeah, man, I'm kind of looking forward to this. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Nobody really showed up today, just like 3 people. Or the same person only stayed for like 17 seconds. But for the most part, man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I had fun, even though there's nobody here. But anyways, all right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. That's all I have for you guys. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next stream.